Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in this season of life right now where I just had a new baby. He is now 4 months old and I'm exclusively breastfeeding. So I'm breastfeeding around the clock, lots and lots of breastfeeding. So I'm being very mindful and very intentional about nourishing my body well and getting rest whenever I can, getting as much sleep as possible, which of course we know is very difficult when they're just little babies, but really just trying to take care of my body as much as I can, rest as much as possible, because there's really so much physical demand on my body right now. So I'm really embracing this very slow and nurturing and cozy time for myself and for my family. But with that said, I do also really enjoy continuing to work on myself, take care of myself, and just, fill up my own cup so that I feel very strong internally so that I can give back. Even if it's in these little small moments kind of scattered throughout the day, that is how I incorporate wellness into this very busy and very also slow season of my life. Because look, here's the thing for me with postpartum. I think you can easily start to get into a slump where you're not taking care of your body when your body is literally going through so much. This is the time to take care of yourself. So I think it's just easy to sort of slip and overeat on processed foods or stay up late. I think about it like I'm running a marathon right now and I need to treat my body accordingly. I need to give it the right fuel and the right care so that it can heal and repair and produce really great milk, and that I still have energy to be with my 3-year-old. I want to be in a really good headspace for her when we're getting up super early in the morning, sometimes 5:30, 6, and that is after being awake multiple times with my little baby. So yeah, it's just really important for me that I stay feeling really good, that I am taking care of myself so that I can be there for my daughter as well, and also for my son. And within that, still being able to do the other things that I love to do during the day, like taking care of our home, cooking, working, and staying on top of my to-dos. So I want to focus this video around the very simple things, very small, manageable, and realistic things that I do as a mom of 2 that still make me feel incredible, but also very much honors where I'm at in life right now. And these are great too for whenever you are feeling in a rut and you just need to get motivated. These are things that work really well for me, especially in those situations as well. Okay, so firstly, getting in enough protein. This is game changing. Protein is not just great for muscle building and strength, but it helps to keep you satiated and keeps you fuller for longer. It's incredible for your metabolism, for stabilizing your blood sugar levels. Again, of course, for muscle health and recovery, but also for your hair and for your skin, for your nails. But protein can be one of those things that is just more difficult to get into your day because you have to cook it, prepare it, which is why I love protein powder. It just makes it so convenient to get in protein during the day. I've tried so many different ones throughout the years, but my favorite is definitely the one by Ritual. And you can also use it in a ton of different ways, so not just in smoothies. I also mix this into yogurts, into oatmeal. This is actually their pregnancy and postpartum version. I also have their regular, which I love, but this has 20 grams of protein, plus it's a complete protein as well, which not all plant-based proteins are. Essential protein contains a complete amino acid profile because it is fortified with the amino acid L-methionine. So this is safe for pregnancy and for lactation. It is a clean protein. It is sugar-free, gluten-free, major allergen-free. It's non-GMO. It is super, super clean. It doesn't even have stevia or sugar alcohols or any flavors or sweeteners, but it tastes so good. It is hands down the best tasting protein powder that I've ever had, and I've bought lots of packs of these. It doesn't taste chalky. It blends in really easily even to things like yogurt. The texture is just really, really good, and I love that it helps me to meet my daily protein goals. And women have an increased need for protein, especially during pregnancy and lactation. I was so nauseous when I was pregnant with my son, not so much with my daughter, but when I was pregnant with my son, I was super nauseous, and eating protein, that was something that I just was not into. So making a smoothie is such a great way to get in that protein. And also when you're breastfeeding and you maybe just don't have that time to make yourself a really nourishing meal, this is just such an incredible and efficient way to get in protein. And another reason I love this one specifically is because it contains 250 milligrams of choline, which is an essential nutrient, especially when you are pregnant and also when you're postpartum. It's very important for the baby's neurodevelopment. Plus, I love the vanilla flavor as well. So let me show you how I make my smoothie. I start with a base of either water or a plant-based milk. I add spinach. I will do 1/3 of a cup of this Ritual protein, which is the serving size. I'll add in some frozen wild blueberries, some banana. I do a scoop of creatine as well, which has actually been shown to be very helpful for postpartum moms who are also sleep deprived. It's great for your cognitive health. About a tablespoon of ground flax seeds. And that is it. I will blend this up. It is so good. You are getting in 20 grams of protein, greens, vitamins, especially vitamin C from the berries, good fiber as well. And honestly, it tastes like a treat, like so good, but there's 0 sugar. It's such a clean protein. I also love that they do heavy metal testing to ensure the safety and quality of their product, because that's another thing with a lot of plant-based protein powders is that they're very high in heavy metals, but Ritual rigorously tests every lot, so you can feel very safe about consuming this. If you guys want to try this out, I would highly recommend it. You can get 25% off your first order by visiting ritual.com/Jaffrey25 and using the code Jaffrey25, and that will get you 25% off your first order of Ritual, and this can be applied site-wide. So thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring this part of the video. I am genuinely so obsessed with this protein. You guys have to check it out. So I normally have this smoothie mid-morning, and then earlier to start my day, I have breakfast, which is usually around 6:30. I have breakfast with my daughter. I will do 4 scrambled eggs with some avocado toast and fruit. So this way I'm also kicking off my day with a great source of protein, as well as a healthy fat, a good source of carbs, and this will help to then stabilize my blood sugar levels and just sets me up for the day. And then when I'm cooking, I like to focus on warm, nourishing meals that are built around a good source of protein. So this is a dish that I love making. It is really simple, truly takes me like 15 minutes to put together. So I just slice up some zucchini, I've got some kale, some ground beef, I pour a little bolognese seasoning on top, some tomato sauce, and of course, yes, you can make the bolognese seasoning from scratch, but we're here postpartum, we're trying to make things work. Little shortcuts like this definitely helps, and you're still getting a nice home-cooked meal. And then I have that over rice, and it's so good, it's warming. This is great to make a bigger batch of, so you can have some for leftovers. I will usually also top this with a mix of seeds and some sliced cucumber, and it is so good. Okay, the next thing that helps me so much postpartum is movement. I'm not talking about any like crazy workout class, going to the gym, having to drive there, but being very intentional about it and finding these little micro moments where you can fit it in throughout the day. I notice the biggest difference in myself when I'm being consistent with it, and it's not something that you would really like think a lot about doing postpartum, because yes, it's a very like slow and sort of like energy conserving time, and yes, you are running on very little sleep, but the way that it just makes you feel and the strength that you feel within your body, that for me just creates so much energy, and it's so healing for my body, and it's something that I think just has so many benefits, both physically, but again, very much so emotionally and mentally as well, which is something that we have to really be mindful of and caring of as well. Of course, something simple as walking outside. You can take your baby outside, put them in a carrier or in a stroller, but then I also love to build in like 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week where I can lay down like on my yoga mat and do a Pilates class or a strength training class, especially working on my core strength. That has felt so good postpartum, and also just like stretching out my body and just like moving the energy, getting the chance to really like stretch out your upper body, your arms, your chest, your back. It just feels so good. Like I'm always so happy, and just my body always feels so good when I've invested just a little bit of time to take care of it in that way. As I mentioned, I am also exclusively breastfeeding, so I am not wanting to do anything that is putting like too much pressure on my body. Like I don't want to be raising my cortisol, you know, even when it comes to like food and stuff. Like I'm not dieting or trying to like eat really little. In fact, I am so hungry from breastfeeding, and I feel like I'm eating way more than even when I was pregnant. So I'm embracing that, and that also comes in from my workouts. Like, you know, I'm not trying to like get a six-pack right now or anything crazy like that, but it is really nice to just get that time with yourself, connect to your body, build up the core strength again, just build up strength in your body, stretch out. Something that I'm actually doing different now this time around postpartum than with my first. With my first, I very much wanted to like always work out in the morning and then go have a shower afterwards, which is how I was doing it like before I had my baby. It was just like that kind of good setup, like workout, shower, you know, start your day. But I'm doing things much differently now. So now I will squeeze in like a 10 to 15 minute workout when I put him down for a nap. It could be middle of the day, and it's fine if I'm a little bit sweaty. I'll either do like a super quick body rinse shower, or I'll even just take like a little hand towel and just like clean myself off so that I feel good. But I'm squeezing in this little like micro session throughout my day and not waiting for the perfect time to do something. And sometimes I even do it when he's awake and he's with me. You could even use them as like a little weight in your workout, or even just have them on the side, and they can be in the bouncer or on the floor, like on their play mat, and you can dedicate some time to yourself, mama, because it is so important, and it truly has so many benefits for your entire body, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is something I'm so passionate about, especially when it comes to postpartum wellness. And I think just anytime that you want to reset and just really feel better, if you're in a slump, you're in a rut, and that is to go to bed early. And I mean like really early, like 8 p.m. early. That's when I like to go to bed. My kids are asleep by around 6:30, and then I take my shower, I wash the day off, I use a lavender scented body wash, the one from Valletta, and then either Mo and I hang out from like 7 to 8, or I will like finish up some last like work things, or just prep for the next day, whatever I need to do. But around 8 o'clock, that is when I like to get into bed, and I try to be asleep by around 8:30, 8:45. And during this time, so to actually set myself up, I like to take magnesium. It's not like a sleep aid or anything like that. I sometimes also take it during the day, but it's very good for helping to relax your muscles, your nervous system. Ritual actually makes a drink, like a magnesium bisglycinate drink, that is really good as well. I would highly recommend checking that out. I think you can also use my code for the magnesium, and definitely also that shower. It's really like a pillar and like a reset in my evening to set my body up for really great sleep. And I'm not like obviously sleeping like amazingly because I have a little baby, but I'm getting in the hours that I can. So I'm not staying up super late because, you know, my kids, they sleep about 12 hours, which is amazing. Like they sleep from about 6:30 to 6:37. Some mornings they do wake up earlier, like 5, but normally it's around like 6:30 to 6 or 6:37-ish. That's a lot of hours that even if I'm not getting like a continuous stretch of sleep, it's still time that I can rest and let my body rejuvenate and heal and repair. So I really like to utilize this time as best as I can, and especially those first few hours of the night. I feel like that's when they both sleep the most deep with fewer wake-ups, and then obviously as the night progresses and as it starts to get into the early morning, that's when they wake up more and like need me more. So I think it's very important to like capitalize on those early hours of the night to really get your rest in. Also, when I get into bed, this is a moment I look forward to every single night, is of course like cuddling up with my babies. You guys know that I just love that so much. But also I like to lay there like in the dark with the sound machine. It's super cozy. I've got Kian on one side, Nali on the other, and I'll pull up my phone. Using your phone in bed is not the best thing, but I keep it very dim. Like I dim it to the lowest setting, and then I even have an extra dimmer, which I don't know if you guys know about this, but in the accessibility setting on your phone, you can actually dim the white light even lower. And I have it like pre-programmed on my phone. So I just triple click the side button here and it will dim automatically, like even dimmer than the actual setting. And then I will watch a little bit of Gilmore Girls. I am such a fan of that show, Gilmore Girls. It is just the best. I've been watching it for years and years and years. I rewatched like all the seasons, but it takes me forever, like literally forever to get through one episode. Like I can stay on one episode for weeks because I just put it on and like in 5-10 minutes I'm asleep. It is just such a relaxing show, and I'm also completely exhausted by the end of the day, but it's just that like little treat for my mind at the end of the day. It's not like a drama show, it's just very relaxing. I do also want to say that postpartum can just feel so overwhelming. Like I have felt overwhelmed multiple times. I'm somebody who's used to doing a lot of things, but I also don't have a lot of help. Like we don't have family here. I also work full time. I like to cook and take care of our home and like do all the things. So sometimes I have to remind myself, like, and I think it's so important to talk about this too, like if all we did that day was like care for our baby and keep them alive and just rock them to sleep and help them when they needed, and you were able to like feed yourself somewhat and like, you know, do basic care for yourself, like that's amazing. Job well done, mama. Kind of feels like you're doing everything but nothing at the same time, but you're doing everything. You're raising a securely attached little human who will hopefully go on to do some really positive things in the world and also give back all that positivity when they grow up and just be like a really helpful member of this earth, of this planet, and that is huge. I think it's very important to keep that in perspective, and of course also know that all of this goes by so fast. Having Nali as well, who's now 3, and seeing my baby, like I know that I'm just gonna like blink my eye and he's gonna be as big as her, and then she's gonna be like 6. Oh my gosh. So I try to remind myself of that every single day, and they're gonna be, you know, like proper humans and like proper adults, and I'm gonna miss this so much, even though these times can often feel very challenging. Like I have so much on my plate, but my heart is so full and my home is so full, and I love that. With that said, I'm now going to relax. I'm gonna make some chamomile tea. Mo and I are gonna hang out a little bit, and then I'm going to slip into bed. I'm gonna watch some Gilmore Girls and drift off to sleep, but maybe not for very long because I'm nursing like every couple of hours. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Make sure to check the description box down below for everything that I mentioned. I will make sure to have everything listed for you down below. I hope that you're all having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.